Welcome to ITTV.
Click.
Trust the government, and I sure don't like the cops. You might say I got a problem with authority, and I think about it a lot. So when I drove a car right through that parade full of old ladies and kids, well, now the whole system's gonna come down on me, right upon my head. Now I'm standing in court looking at the judge. Well, the judge, she's looking me down, cause my boy fly, bring it up on objection, grounds, objection, grounds, objection, grounds, objection, grounds, objection, grounds, objection. Is that lawful law? Now objection, grounds, objection, grounds, objection. I don't know what I'm doing here, objection, grounds, objection, grounds, objection, grounds. Well, I'm a clown. I'm giving judge the evil eye. The judge, she's looking at me. I'm representing myself in some kind of weird third party. I'm making sure everything goes slow, interrupting whenever I can. The judge, she throws me out, but I don't give a damn. Grounds, objection, grounds, objection. I don't know what I'm doing here, objection, grounds, objection, grounds, objection. This is my court now, objection, grounds, objection, grounds, objection. Is that a lawful law now, objection, grounds, objection, grounds, objection. Don't say my name in those capital letters. Why don't consent and it's misrepresenting? Well, later on I'm gonna burn in hell. Well, but for now I'll just rot in some cell. Objection, grounds, objection, grounds, objection. I don't know what I'm doing here, objection, grounds, objection, grounds, objection. This is my court now, objection, grounds, objection, grounds, objection. Is that a lawful law now, objection, grounds, objection, grounds, objection. It's the lawful law going down on me.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for that lovely introduction, Dixie. Yes, very upbeat. Are you scratching a scratch-off ticket? What are you doing there? It's Dixie? Hello?
Oh, what? Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of on strike. I don't even know why I'm here. But,
Okay.
yeah, I'm broke, so I spent my last $50 on scratch tickets. That's right. Right here. Set for life.
Okay.
That's right.
Smart. Are you watching Alf?
Yeah, I'm watching Alf.
What?
What? I'm on strike. I'm not doing anything. Yeah, I told you. So let me just get back to my scratch tickets here. I
Okay.
know one of these have to be a winner, and then I'll be set for life. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, those. I don't think that. Okay, have good luck with that. I don't think that that's a sound. I'm concerned.
Yeah,
for
well,
you.
it's either this or OnlyFans. I was
Okay.
on there. I started off on there one day, and they asked me to show paws, so I quit.
Ah,
I do not show paws.
he has much too much dignity for that. Indeed. Well, good. Keep scratching there, Dixie. See what happens. Hey, well, and we almost. Yeah, I know he's taking up so much of our time. I almost forgot to say hello to everybody. Oh my God, so awful. Almost forgot to turn off the air conditioner too. How rude.
Oh my. Oh, we need Dixie. Help us.
What's out? What's up, everybody? I should say, look, welcome. It's Monday. You know, God knows. And look, we were gonna all kinds of stuff. I wanted to talk about HateGate and people that that annoy me, but instead, the parole board today was lit. We were watching the parole board, and they were just going off. Come on up here, Litton. Sure. Where is everyone, man? It says, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not sure, but look, we've been inconsistent lately, so there's a good possibility that that has something to do with it. Secret Agent Roots is here, though, and he is claiming that I'm not looking good. Oh, to be wearing that shirt? What do you mean?
Oh,
Oh my God!
What do
Where
you-
the hell do you
why
get the
haircut?
confidence?
look at that haircut.
Oh my goodness, the cat is up to trouble. Anywho, so yeah, today court was just lit. So we're gonna watch We're gonna go down to Louisiana. Now I know we're in Canada here, but we want to go down south. So good evening, guys. By oh, LA's mic is jacked.
Oh no. I'm sorry.
There, is that better? Did I unjack or did I? There. I don't remember. Which one am I? No, that was the right one. Yeah. Sorry, there you go. Exactly. Well, Roots and Manu are here. That's the main thing. Look, I'm not. Look, you gotta. Sometimes you're supposed to be able to do a show to nobody. I mean, and pretend like people are gonna watch later. That's the idea, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. It is fuzzing though. They say now. This is actually becoming maddening now because we just recorded that whole first segment. In case you didn't notice, we fooled you, and there was no problem there at all. So I'm not sure what's going on. Still fuzz. Yeah, cool. So give me a sec here, guys. On that note, why don't I play a little song in the meantime? Because god dang fuzz. Excuse me here. While I find a song to put on. Let's see here. Oh, here's one that you guys will. Here's one that you'll be sure to love. There.
Irrational Times made a Gucci song. Let's hear it.
There we go. Is that any better? Is that any better? That's what we need to
I
know.
guess I gotta talk because you were good. I was fuzzy, so
Yes, you were a little fuzzy.
Jerk. Hey,
Um.
hobo. I'm chucking.
Anywho, let's see if that's any better. Much better, Root says.
Aw.
Look, guys, and good evening, K-Rads, Hobo. Look, see, people are coming around. Look, we had a shorter intro. We've been inconsistent. Look, no worries, guys. Nothing's wrong.
Thanks
Nothing's
for
wrong.
reading
Don't
it.
worry. Guys, calm down. There's no problems at all. So, look, anyways, look.
Dixie may not be on strike.
He's on strike, addicted to scratch tickets, in case you missed the beginning. You'll hear more about that later as we go. But the Louisiana Parole Board, look, we love to go down south and visit the parole board down there because it's so cold up here, It's not always nice down in Louisiana. However you guys say it down there, God bless. But we were watching it today, as sometimes we do, and it just seemed like it was off the charts. Like, it was ridiculous. What's up, Corey Flockstra and Shouting at
Hi,
Clouds?
Corey.
What's up? How you guys doing? Nice to see you guys.
It was murder mayhem.
It was Murder Mayhem. That should have been the name of the show, Murder Mayhem. I mean,
I'm
if that...
renaming it.
There you
Murder
go.
Mayhem.
It's the name of this episode is now Murder Mayhem. So, down in Louisiana, what do we got going on? It was Murder
And
Mayhem.
They spent years. They're all old men.
It's a lot of old men. But the first one, let's just go one for one here. And there's actually, there's all kinds, a lot of killers, a lot of mostly black people, I have to say. Regardless, the bottom line is the first one is amazing because we've covered it before. We've only covered the Louisiana Parole Board a handful of times. It's not like something we do all the time, but it's the channel that I actually take the clips from and put up. I run the channel, the Louisiana Parole Board Archive, or Parole Board Archive. It was funny because Virgie was watching it one night. So that was just
breaking the fourth wall.
breaking the fourth wall. Indeed, Corey, it does sound like a cool name for a movie, The Murder Mayhem. So there was a he says he wasn't a cartel member, but I think it was a Mexican cartel hired a guy to kill an undercover informant back in 1980 something. Anyways, we'll get some of the details here as we go. But let me see here. Guess the parole board. Bring that back up so I can see you. Beautiful, smiling faces.
Aww.
There we go. Beautiful.
He sees you all.
Well, I see your words. So, look here. We got the parole board. Now, so this is for a cartel, a guy in the cartel here who, let's see. Why is this like this? Why am I way back there? Anyways, let's start off. They went long today. The parole board went long today. They went for almost 8 hours today. It started off with
I told you it was murder mayhem.
Oh, it was Murder Mayhem. It started out with some nonsense, but then the second one was this guy in the Mexican cartel here, and he was hired, yes, to kill a police informant, an undercover police informant. He was found out, and his name was Mr. Seal, I believe. I forget. We'll find out here in a second. But, yeah, let's just take a quick peek in here and see if we can't... Here, let's just move it along here a little bit, get it up to the... here, so won't be able to understand some of this. Here we go. So this is his speech there.
I want to be deported back to my country, Colombia, South America.
It's Colombia.
Okay, so this is the idea. Now this is all of his family. Look at all of his family here getting ready to they really want to see what's going on. You know, they want him to get home. And they've all made their heartfelt pleas to the court. Hey, Paul, it's okay. What's up, Sinister Charlie? And Toasty, what's up, everybody?
Hello. I
Ah.
believe he's been in jail for 37 years.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
it didn't happen yesterday.
But the thing is, it's kind of it didn't happen yesterday. It was in the '80s, so he's been in jail for all this time, and but anyways, and we've seen him get denied parole as well before, and unfortunately, I'm not gonna sit through a lot of the details because it's like translated in Spanish back and forth, and it's not as smooth as the other ones, but let me see here if I can. I'm gonna start a poll. Start a poll. So let's see here. Ask a question. Should he be released? That'll be the question of the night. If only it would type. Oh, never mind. Too many cameras.
Spoilers are all men.
Okay, let's see here. Use one more try. I'm so confused. Anyways. Great. So no polls, I guess.
No polls.
Unless someone type in should he be released in the chat so I can copy and paste it because my stupid. Oh wait, now this is working here. Let's see here. I'm just gonna do this. Oh my god.
Can I make a poll? I'm a special moderator.
Yeah,
Oh, no, I'm not.
I added you back in there. Okay, look at that. Thank you, Secret Agent Roots. There we go. Isn't that lovely? There, look, boom. Should he be released? So this gentleman, before I put this poll up, I just want to reiterate here. We'll get more information. I'll let the people do the talking for the rest of them. But this first one with the translation, it's just a little rough.
So,
But
unless you're bilingual.
he's been in, well, and Toasty's here, so maybe she, but,
Oh.
you know, look, we're just going to, English only at the poker table. So this guy, in 1986, basically, something, give or take a year or two, you know, whatever, 86, 84, 86, I forget the exact year. He was hired to kill an undercover drug informant, and now he's 72 years old, I think, 72 or 73, and he wants to be deported back to Cuba, or Colombia, sorry, back to his home country, and be paroled and live out the last few years of his life there. Now the question is, you know, should he be, basically he's either getting detained, that's the two choices, you know, he's going to be held in the prison there in the United States, or he'll be released back to Colombia. So that's the two choices basically. So, you know, let's see what the parole board has to say about that. Now, he just made his last heartfelt speech saying he would like to go back to Colombia. Now, the last time this guy appeared, it was a year or two ago, and he was not that much younger, and they denied him because I think it was Bruce Seals was his name, the guy he killed. This guy was it was a well-known case. It was like in the news and stuff, so they can't just be letting him go.
Yeah,
So-
you're saying they made a movie about it?
Yeah, I believe so. I didn't really look into that though, but which I should actually. Anyways, let's hear what the parole board has to say about this one.
Right, thank you, sir. I think we are prepared to vote, Mr. Freeman.
Yes. This is you know, the crime was horrible and what went on was horrible. Your life in prison has been exemplary. Your conduct record is great. The warden has great comment. You had lots of support. My vote today is going to be to grant commutation of sentence to 50 years, and upon deportation, you not return to the United States.
Oh, okay, so we got one vote to deport.
Mrs. Jackson?
Carol, I've been impressed by your record in prison. I don't see in any way that you at 70 years old, after 37 years of incarceration, with very few disciplinary infractions, almost 20 years since your last one, honestly, I don't think you pose a threat to anybody. I think you've done everything you possibly could do, and I'm sure there was a language barrier when you first entered prison, and yet you've managed to navigate that situation. You have done quite well during the
He
time
wants to
that you were
leave
there.
America.
He wants to leave America and go back to Colombia. Now, look, should he be in jail in Colombia? Maybe, probably. But anyways,
I think,
They're
you know,
prob-
you served 37
and good evening, Amy.
years, you're 70 years old. The warden speaks very highly of you, and I don't know what else we can ask of you to do. I honestly don't see you as a threat to anybody, and so my vote today would be to recommend a commutation sentence to 50 years,
Good
and not
idea,
to
man.
going deportation, not return to being in this.
So there we got 2 to deport. I think Amy's joking. She's not going. So we got 2 to deport. Corey Flockstra says send him to Canada.
Oh my.
Corey, that's the wrong answer. No. We don't want him. No, we got enough. We got to. Yeah.
Mr. Rocha?
Mr. Quintero, good morning.
Uh-oh. Now he has got to deal with Mr. Roche. Now, if you guys don't know Mr. Roche, he's old as dirt. He's pushing 80, and you don't understand a word he says. So right now we have a 70-year-old man looking to get out who doesn't speak English very well versus Mr. Roche, a man who used to be black. I'm pretty sure he's just aged himself out of it, and now and you can't understand a word he says. It's unbelievable sometimes. But anyways, let's see what he has to say.
Quintero, this is not a parole hearing, and we cannot stipulate it should be deported, and just in case that you might be eligible for good time without a parole, based on the nature of the crime, the express opposition from the legal community, and what I think is a risk to public safety, I'm going to deny your request.
Denied. So we got 2 to deport him and 1 to deny. They're going to keep him in prison in America. Okay, let's see. We got 1 more. Or no, 2 more. Yeah, 1 more. Paul says, I can't hear. Yeah, that's the point with Mr. Roche. So that's why I summed it up for you. Because he's like this. He's like, hello. How do you when you want to get up and turn down? You know, come over later. It's amazing. Imagine being at one of the most important moments of your life and having to deal with someone that you can't understand. And you see them so many times. You see them turning their heads and squinting. And it's so torturous. It's amusing. So let's see what the last lady says.
Mr. Cruz, I agree with Mr. Roche based on the concern that's been expressed this morning in the opposition by the DA's office. My vote today is to deny your application for clemency. So you got a split vote. You got 2 favorable votes, 2 that were not favorable to your application. So today, sir, your application for clemency's been denied.
Ooh, so he's staying in America. He's staying in America. They're not deporting him.
In America, it's so lucky.
So lucky. The American dream right there.
They get to pay for him.
But let me watch this for another second because they don't need to be scared of this guy, but there is someone.
That concludes our business.
Let's see here. The guy down here in the corner, in the left-hand corner, to me he seems like.
We don't find out who he is. He just.
No, they they don't talk. The guys. This is his daughter down here, I believe, and his sister up here. Anywho, so that's what was going on there. That was the first one. Let's check the poll out and see if people guessed that he was going to get deported, or if he, or if he's going to stay in jail. Let's see. Let's see. Should he be released? No. So there you go, you guys. You guys won that one.
Wow.
Beautiful. Good job. There you go. Okay. So the next one. Oh my God. Is this? Oh wow. Okay. So you're in for a treat here. This one. Well, it's an awful case of double murder, I believe.
Oh, it's a treat.
Oh yeah, it's a treat, all right. So, this gentleman here, well, I think this time he can clearly tell you what happened for himself. There's no doubt. There's no need for me to, to explain it. But I will let him explain it, and then I'll put up a new poll of the same thing. Hey, Snuggy Bear, what's up? Okay, so
I'm gonna interrupt you. I love Nicole Wilson's class. Oh,
what now?
Nicole Wilson, I love her glasses.
Oh, yes, one of the girls here, one of the ladies on the parole here, Nicole Wilson. Yeah, she does have some pretty fly glasses. If you can zoom in there. Actually, I guess I can just make it full screen there. There you go. Yeah, over here. Pretty dope. Good for her. But let's hear what I forget his name. Anyways, we'll find out here in a second.
No parole eligibility. Currently, you would have to serve 96% of this sentence before he is eligible for a good-time release in September of 2030.
Yeah, so there just went over, it was all the stuff with him. Now, this is the weird part, is that even before they get started here, they're saying that he has to, under some circumstances, he has to serve 96% of his term or whatever to even be eligible. But they still go on with the parole. Anyways.
Is it for murder?
Approximately 7 years from now, and he would have served 24 years of a 25-year sentence. As
Dang.
of today, Mr. Gibson has served and been incarcerated for 17 years.
Okay, so this guy's right now, he's serving 17 years of a 25. He served 17 years of a 25-year sentence.
He is currently 50 years old, and he was 33 years of age at the time of the offense.
So yeah, he's 50 years old. He was 33 when this shit happened, and we should be getting to what that is right now.
Mr. Gibson, tell the panel this morning exactly what happened on September 19, 2006 that resulted in you being convicted of attempted second-degree murder.
Okay, sir, please go ahead and tell us why you were convicted of second-degree murder, attempted.
Yes, sir. On September the 19th, 2006, I was on the corner of Marlin and Willow Street. That's in Uptown, New Orleans. I was approached by a guy I knew by the name of Derek and Mr. Bell. They was trying to sell a pair of tennis shoes, some Adidas. So I asked them what size was the tennis. They told me a size 10. And I asked them, I said, well, what are y'all trying to get for the tennis? They told me $50 of cash or 6 bags.
Were you guys just hearing that through our microphones? Oh my God, Paul was like, I couldn't hear. I think I had the desktop audio turned off. I'm so sorry, guys. That's embarrassing. I don't know how you guys heard anything. Anyways, cool. So I'm gonna take that back just a little bit because I love this guy. So enjoy.
Uptown, New Orleans. I was approached by a guy I knew by the name of Derek and Mr. Bell. They was trying to sell a pair of tennis shoes, some Adidas. So I asked them what size was the tennis. They told me a size 10. And I asked them, I said, well, what are y'all trying to get for the tennis? They told me $50 of cash or 6 bags of heroin.
So they're going around trying to sell these tennis shoes, these Adidas, back in the day, right? This is a while ago. So this is like the hottest shoe. It's like the Jordans of the day, or the Yeezys. So, anyways, it only gets better.
So when they told me that, I told them I had some cocaine, and if I helped them sell the tennis shoes, we could put the drugs together and get high. They both agreed. We got in the car, we rode frequent spots, different drug spots, to try to sell the tennis shoes. And periodically while driving, trying to sell the tennis shoes, we periodically stopped and was using some of the cocaine that I had.
So these guys were rolling around the streets of Baton Rouge, I believe, trying to sell some tennis shoes. And periodically, they would do some cocaine while they were on their route of trying to hawk their wares.
Right.
Their wares being one pair of Adidas tennis shoes.
If they did sell the Adidases, were they just going to buy more drugs?
Yes.
So.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
They wanted to buy more drugs.
More drugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Once we made it to a spot where we was able to sell the tennis,
shoes,
we pulled off, we went to another secluded area, we parked. They gave me the heroin. I'm in the back seat. They gave me the heroin. I'm mixing the drugs up. We are using the drugs by way of IV. I'm mixing the drugs up.
Okay.
When I administered the drugs in each individual syringe, I gave Derek his, I gave Mr. Bell his.
Okay, Mr. Gibson.
Yes, sir.
This version is completely different from the version that you gave us in the statement in the application. So which version is the truth?
All right. Mr. Roche, with all due respect, when I filled out the application, I didn't know to put from the leading to the actual event. I wrote straight. I went straight into the event. I didn't know.
Sir, I'm gonna stop you right there. These individuals said they had some clothes and shoes to sell. You want a pair of tennis, and you got in the car and they drove you to your mother's house, right?
No, they drove me I went by my sister's house. We rode around periodically using the cocaine. I went to my sister's house. We needed some water for the mix up the cocaine. I went to Metairie, Louisiana by my sister. We left there. Yes, sir.
Okay. And what was that on the corner of Claiborne and Napoleon?
No, they picked me up from the corner of Milan and Willow.
Zodiac and Willow.
No, that's where the actual shooting. That's where we went and we parked. And we was, yes, sir.
So let's see now. We're getting to exactly why he shot a guy. I mean, it's still not as well. It's clear, but if they don't get to it, I'll explain it. But yes, and welcome, Taf Quade. Good evening, and some new people I see popping in there. Yeah. So he's just getting. Let's see. Is the old guy senile and out of it? David asks. Well, he's on the parole board, so yeah. No, I mean he's the oldest guy on the parole board there, and it's terrifying to think if you get him to be in charge of your case and you have to talk to him.
What's a black man? He's so old he turned white.
It's true. Yeah, it's very true. So he's almost getting to it here. I'm just gonna, if he doesn't get to it quickly, I'll let you know what happened. But it's not gonna be surprising what happened.
That's where we went. We parked.
Why did you shoot the victims?
As I was stating, Mr. Roche, when I was administering the heroin in each individual rig, syringe, I gave Derek his syringe, I gave Mr. Bell his syringe.
Sir, why did you shoot the victim?
We became it was an altercation concerning the amount of each individual rig had. Me being under the influence and agitated.
Sir.
So there, that's it right there. I don't know why Mr. Roche keeps cutting him off. They always want details
He gave him details.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
very clear.
He gave the most details I've ever heard someone give the parole board. He was like, then we had the heroin, we were mixing it up, and he was making the little, I don't know if it's as clear on the screen, but, he was like making the little mixing motion. It was, amazing. So he split up the heroin, gave it to his two friends, and he had one for himself. They were claiming that the heroin that he gave to them was less than his vial.
So he shot them.
He shot them because they were getting aggressive, I guess. And what else is one to do in that situation? Look, I mean, it happens every other day around here. You know what? You're splitting up the heroin, and a couple of your friends are just like, hey, man. Well, then I'm just like, I just pull out my gun, and I'm like, pew, pew, pew. Happens all the time. And it was like 30 years ago. Yeah, that's true, Paul. It was a long time ago. Yeah, Tofka Day. I don't know what's up with the lighting tonight. Actually, I do. I moved the camera from one monitor to the other, and now the lighting is different. You know what? I'm going to probably have to switch that back or whatever. Regardless. So, let's see. Why don't I just close the other poll there? And end poll. There, poll ended. But, so this guy who got in a disagreement with with his buddies about the amount of heroin that he that he gave them and killed them. Two of them, apparently. Or no, it was attempted. He attempted to kill them. He didn't actually kill them. I don't believe. But should he be released? Is the new poll here in the chat? Should he be released? We'll see here. I'm gonna bring it on at the end here. Let's see here.
He didn't kill them?
No, it was attempted murder. Yes, attempted murder.
How long has he been in there?
He's been in there for 17 years of 25, I believe. He's got 25...
For attempted murder?
For attempted murder, yeah. He shot at two of his friends, probably shot them, and they didn't die.
Dang. Better had a good trip.
Better had a good trip. Well, I don't think you trip on heroin. I don't know what you call that. What do you do? You just take heroin and you're on heroin. You're tripping like if you're on mushrooms or acid. Or peyote or what do you call it? What's that thing that people do when they go and throw up with a shaman or something?
Yeah. Well, ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
But so heroin's like asleep? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's a sleepy thing. I mean, it certainly
I don't know what he said.
Everyone seems like they nod out on most. I don't know much about drugs other than weed, and that's not even a drug.
Well, John Lennon used to like heroin, didn't he? What did he say?
He said he quit cold turkey, and he had a great song about it.
Cold turkey.
So, let's see here. You guys seem to think that, let's see here. No, he should not be released, is what you guys are saying so far. Anyways, let's see if the parole board agrees or disagrees with our chat. How about that?
Mr. Gibson, I very rarely get recommendations from one day and one victim like I got today. For one victim to say that you work closely with his family, in close proximity, and he wouldn't mind having you as a neighbor speaks volumes.
Okay, so what we missed was, I guess, the wardens that are sitting next to him there. They had some very high words, of praise for him. So that's great. But it's Mr. Roche, so you can barely understand what he's saying, but he'll hopefully be done quick there. But that's what he was saying. Off to a good start.
I've seen very few offenders that had 3 or 4 reentry programs speak up. Total community action in the waters with Mr. Rhodes, Stephanie Mills with Catholic Charity.
Okay, good Lord. What's your thing? What are you gonna do?
So you had a tremendous amount of support. So based upon positive remarks by Warden Day, Warden Bickham, excellent programs, a good transition
They love their programs, by the way. You have to take all the programs that you have to pay for in that jail.
plan, and a good disciplinary conduct, my recommendation is to grant, and I'm gonna leave the 25-year sentence in place, but my recommendation is for parole eligibility after serving 70% of your sentence. And years at 17 and a half years, and you already served over 7.
So there you go. So that clears up the beginning where they said it had to be at 96%. He had to serve 24. It was 25 now. Mr. O'Shea is saying, no, it's fine. You can just serve your 17 that you served. And he said, so we got one to let him free. And Mr. O'Shea is usually the tough ass. So, man who says, boy, they all a bit slow. Well, it's hard to say. It's a lot like us Canadians, you know. I get it, you know, when people say that we kind of seem slow, you know, hey, we're kind of just it's kind of whatever. But in Louisiana, they have the same thing. It's the drawl. It's the specific, I don't know what it is. God bless them. I love Louisiana. It's like Bubba Gump or whatever. Bubba Gump shrimp guy there, you know, Bubba. It's like there's butterfly shrimp, there's this kind of shrimp. And they're all kind of like that. It's a slower way of life in Louisiana. What do you call it? In Louisiana. Down in Louisiana.
Moana?
Oh, that might be the most offensive thing I've ever said on
I
this channel.
think so.
I would love to go down there. It seems like it'd be awesome. You know, but anyways. So he's got one to let him go.
17 years. Good luck.
Thank you.
Mr. Marabella?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. My vote would be the same for the same reasons.
Mr. Freeman?
Mm-mm.
I gotta tell you now, point blank, when I looked at your supervision history, my vote was 100% no. I'm gonna tell you, and I'm still concerned, because you young man, 50 years old, you young. And it kind of bothers me, you know, I'm worried about what's gonna happen, but I'm like Mr. Roger. I've never heard those two wardens speak up for someone as much as they spoke up for you.
Yeah, maybe it's because they want to get rid of him. Did you guys ever think of that? It's like, well, you know, maybe if we speak highly of this gentleman, they'll parole him. He'll be out of our hair.
Right.
So I'm gonna go along with Mr. Roger's recommendation.
3.
Mrs. Jackson?
Mr. Gibson, you've done outstanding work and you are to be commended for that. My vote would be to recommend a commutation to immediate parole eligibility.
That's
my
4.
vote.
Okay, and Mr. Gibson, I do agree. You've done the work. Your record's not that great, and I was concerned when I looked at it. But listening to you, listening to the wardens, I think you're deserving. So my vote is the same: commutation after having served 70%.
There you go. Wow.
For today, that concludes our business with your facility. Thanks for helping out.
Oh, okay. They got one released. There you go. I mean. And so in the chat, let's see here. You guys, one sec here. You guys in the chat said, let's see here. You said, should he be released? 38% said yes. 62% said no. So you guys got that one wrong. The parole board.
What did he do again?
The all-knowing parole board. He attempted to murder people
the drug guy.
He attempted to murder 2 gentlemen that accused him of hogging the heroin.
Right.
You know, you should never hog the heroin.
Never.
It's just a bad.
You get shot.
You can get shot trying to hog that heroin.
Mm-hmm.
You know about that. It's the first thing you learn in elementary school. It's the first thing they teach you. You okay there? What are you doing?
I'm reaching for water ridiculously.
Well, look, Yeah, you just don't hog the heroin. We're just gonna barrel through this, I guess, um, just because there's a lot of this stuff going on here. 2:45. We gotta.
So
Beautiful. Oh, that's okay. Let's see here. So here's a very interesting one. Now we all fell in love with Daryl Brooks. Back a couple years ago there when he was when he ran over all the people in the parade, and then his trial was just it was fascinating to watch, and enjoyed seeing him get life sentence after life sentence, and it was just very amusing and nice. But we have a Daryl Brooks Y2K, basically. This guy in 1999.
he was Daryl Brooks.
He was
before Daryl Brooks.
Exactly. Daryl Brooks wishes he was this guy. Actually, Daryl Brooks probably has bigger numbers, but this guy, he did it first. Now it wasn't a parade of old people and stuff. It wasn't exactly the same kind of thing, but here we have some gentleman here, as we'll see, and I'm not sure. I can't remember his name yet, but let's see. I think they'll introduce him.
He's a junior, isn't he?
He's a junior.
Leroy.
Yes, he's a junior.
Leroy.
Oh, yes, Leroy George Jr. And he went to a party one night. And oh boy, Leroy, he done went to the wrong party. Let's see.
I had started that job. I had been there probably like a year and a half then.
$2.
Drugs or alcohol an issue with you back then? Did you drink at all?
No, so I didn't do drugs, but I drank a little bit. I drank every now and then. I wasn't a constant drinker, but I drank like every blue moon.
Okay. You never did drugs at all?
No, sir.
Let's talk about what happened on July the 10th of 1999. Tell me where you were. You ended up going to a party on Wilmot Street.
He was partying like it was 1999. That's all right. What's up, Dan Snot?
So tell me what was going on with you. Who were you with, and what did you do at this party? Tell me what happened.
On July 10th, 1999, I went to a party at Miss Spooner's residence. Upon making it to the party, me and my lifelong friends, exited the car and went to the yard to speak with Mrs. Spooner for a brief second. Upon exiting the yard, going back to the car, a fight broke out in the middle of the street.
Ooh, a fight.
I made a comment to the effect that makes no sense. A guy was getting jumped on in the middle of the street by between 10 and 13 people. My comment wasn't taken lightly, so I was struck behind the comment I had made. So I began to get crowded by a bunch of guys out there that night, and I was trying to break and make it to the car.
So a fight broke out around him. He said, "Listen, fellas, this is not a fair fight. Stop it." And they turned on him.
Oh, it turned.
They turned on him.
But then.
Let's see what happens next.
Oh my!
As I broke and made it to the car, the guys, they was pulling it on the door, trying to pull me back out the car. So as I got the car in gear, I sped off. Shots rung out, bullets hit the car. I was scared. I was scared for my life. Even the people that was in the car with me at the time, I was fearful. So I sped off. I made 2 left turns to make it back to North Foster to get out the area. When I made it back to North Foster, I didn't know that I was going to be encountered by the same group of guys I had just had the fight with on Wilmot Street.
So he gets away. He gets in his car and he gets away.
Right.
All of these people, some of them with guns, they were, threatening his life. So he gets away. Then he makes 2 left turns, and he's surprised that he runs into the same gentleman that were just accosting him.
Right.
2 left turns. Forgive me if I'm... Now, I don't know how long... To me, I'm guessing it was 1 block and 1 block. Like the first chance he had to turn left after he went straight, he turned left. Then he did it again. He's only a block away from these people. They just they saw where he was going, and they just followed him.
Totally.
I mean, and then what happened?
So I was speeding off, trying to get out the area. A guy was in the middle of the street. People in the car, they was hooping and hollering. I panicked. I hit the guy in the middle of the street. He was in the windshield of the car. I didn't know anybody else had got hit by that vehicle at the time. I'm truly remorseful for the crime that I have committed. I didn't mean to harm anybody. I was the sole driver of that car that night. I take full responsibilities for my actions. I'm not trying to make an excuse or play the blame game or pass the blame anywhere. It was me that was driving that car that night.
He doesn't want to play the blame game. Banana, 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 banana.
He doesn't.
Not that was the name game. Sorry, my bad. Whoops, the blame. Getting confused. But now we're not going to get too far into it because there's a few more I want to cover. At least one more. Jeez, actually, I don't know, man. There's a lot. Ooh.
Well, I'm telling you, it was murder mayhem.
It was murder mayhem. I think we'll just finish this one off and call it a day. But can I tell you this? This gentleman.
Riddle me this.
This gentleman, when he was making his 2 left turns and then making his way back to the encounter that he had, he killed 5 people.
Right.
With his car. He said he just didn't, he thought he hit 1 person with the car or whatever. Right. There was 5.
Stuck under his wheel.
Stuck under his wheel. I couldn't understand what he said there. But.
He killed 5 but injured
6.
More?
Injured 6 people. And
so 11 people were
11
there.
people total, but 5
party.
Well, at least. This is a party, of course it's a party. What are you talking about? So, yeah, and I'm not laughing. I mean, I shouldn't laugh, but, you know, I mean, this guy, he's like, I didn't know. It's like Daryl Brooks. I didn't know that I was driving through the sea of people in a parade in the middle of broad daylight, basically. I think it might have been almost dusk. I don't even think it was dusk when Daryl did that, Daryl Brooks. I'm going to first
No, but I imagine the party was that night.
Of course, yeah, well, sure.
Party,
and I'm sure they're all in their Los Angeles Raiders jackets in 1999. Couldn't see a thing. Everyone's in their Raiders jackets, even though this is Louisiana. I don't know, whatever football team would be in Baton Rouge. Awful. So there you go. Beautiful. I guess, yeah. We'll call it on that, because there's a whole lot more of this, but we'll save it for another one, because, you know, we got shows to fill. Let's see here. I'm going to bring the chat over so I can see your beautiful words even bigger and better. Here we go. Oh, yeah, we didn't even ask if we should let him out. Or did we even find out if they... Oh, my God, I forgot to... Oh my God.
Dixie's not around to say.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Okay, so let's see. Should they let this guy out? Let's see, the conclusion of that one. Is it 3? Oh my God, I can't remember my own writing. 3:15, I guess. Let's see here. So, here we go. Let's make one last poll here. Should he be released? So this guy, you know, he... all he did was run over 11 people or so and killed 5 of them. And injured, let's see here, there you go. Should he be released? Let's see what the parole board thinks.
And encouraging them to...
the lawyer's talking, the lawyer's begging. It's like, please let my man out.
A very, very difficult case. And it's beyond what is typical before this board. And so we're just asking that this board recognize that there were mitigating circumstances which led to Mr. George's incarceration, and that since he's been incarcerated, he's really just been a phenomenal person, and that he is worthy of some eventual release and some eventual expectation of or hope of release. So we would ask this board to consider commuting his sentence, not to immediate parole eligibility, but to some future parole eligibility with any conditions that are deemed appropriate. Thank you.
Man, I can't imagine in 25 years if Daryl Brooks is on parole. Can you imagine that? Oh my God. Anyways, let's see what the parole board has to say. And good night, Matt. If you're
Good
going,
night.
yeah, nighty night.
Thank you. Is the board prepared to vote?
Yeah.
Mr. Marabella?
Thank you. Mr. George, well, first off, I'd like to thank the people who have been here today to speak. I appreciate your courage on both sides. appreciate the family of the victims being here.
Yeah, a lot of the victim's family was there in person. Man, it would be hard to let him out with the victim's family right in front of you. Holy shit, after you ran them all over and shit. Oh my god.
I know how difficult that is. And I appreciate the supporters on behalf of Mr. George. Mr. George, you've done a lot of things while you've been in prison. You've got a good record. You've done quite well while you've been in prison. The warden speaks well of you. Programs are good. I'm not so sure you were totally honest with me. I'm not so sure that you have really accepted what you did that night and how it happened. You may have just decided in your own mind that's the way you need to have it remembered. I'm not,
because the witnesses said he just ran them over, basically, like, you know, brutally, just like, so I don't know. Kind of conflicts when he was just like, oh, I was scared for my life.
sure. But the bottom line is you killed 5 people and you were convicted by a jury. First degree murder, 5 counts, first degree murder.
Ouch.
Not
cool, dude.
Those families continue to suffer today. And you have been in prison for 24 years.
That's 24 years he's been there. Yeah, well, I guess 1999, of course. You know, why didn't you just keep going straight? Go left later. Just go away. Why did he? Anyways. It's a fat guy.
5 murders. That, in my opinion, is just not sufficient.
I think his sister and her friend or something. It was 2 girls. I don't know.
I think that you're working hard. I think you're doing things. You're a young man. You're 45 years old. There'll come a time when you do get some relief. But for me today, based upon law enforcement opposition, based upon the horrible crime,
victim opposition,
the number
probably.
of victims in this case,
the victims.
Victims opposition in this case. My vote today would be to deny your relief.
Mr. Freeman?
I also want to thank the families on both sides for showing up today. We really do appreciate it. I know it's hard on you. And I concur with everything Mr. Marabella said in my vote.
2 votes to deny.
Mr. Rushing.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Mr. George, the crime you committed in the eyes of the jury was premeditated, or they wouldn't come down with a first degree murder charge. 24 years is totally insufficient for the magnitude and the nature of the crime that you committed. I heard Ms. Hogan when she said that you deserve a chance and we can delay your release to future years.
Okay, Mr. Roche, we got to get to it here. Come on, Mr. Roche.
It's a slow guy.
It is the slowest of guys.
So you've served 20 years, you'll become immediately eligible. Based on that, wrongful opposition, victim opposition, I deny your request.
Mr. Rushing.
There you go.
Mr. George.
3 down. Robert E. Lee asks if Halloween is Canadian Halloween is October 31st. Yes. Yes, it is. So last one. Let's see. Is she gonna? Well, I think this guy's getting denied.
George, I want to thank you for the community service work you do within the prison, your own community. Warden Falvey said you've done some community service work outside the prison, and I want to commend you for that. I think you should feel pretty good today in that you heard that Mr. Brock, both Mr. Brock and Ms. Smith have forgiven you. although they maintain their opposition, but that ought to give you, that ought to.
Yeah, some of the people that he killed forgave him. I mean, it's 25 years ago, I guess.
Well, not people he killed their family.
Well, of course, people he killed can't forgive him. They're dead.
That ought to give you some.
That's my bad.
I do agree with my colleagues that, 24 years is insufficient for the harm you've caused. So my vote today is to deny your application. So, sir, today your application for clemency has been denied. Keep doing the good work. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, didn't work out. And, well, there's no note on your calendar, Mr. Lee, because it's just Halloween up here. You know, we don't call it Canadian Halloween because it's just Halloween. I mean, I don't know when you guys celebrate American Halloween. You know, I mean, you guys and your crazy holidays. I think we invented Halloween, I'm pretty sure. I'm just making that up now. No, I'm just claiming it. Beautiful. So that was only a small chunk of what the parole board had to deal with today. It was an unbelievable day for the parole board, and we're going to call it a night there. We're either going to do some more of this tomorrow or complain about some politics going on in Canada here with the recent release of Hategate, which is, very interesting to say the least, with an old friend of the show. I say that sarcastically, obviously, Karima. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But anyways.
Maybe we'll cover Justin Trudeau. He's stuck in India.
Yes, that's right. Justin Trudeau is stuck in India. There's all kinds of stuff, to do. But I kind of wanted to, I had prepared, before I found all this other stuff out, I had prepared all this, so I figured let's do it. But look, thank you guys for hanging out, all you guys. And appreciate it ever so much. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. What the?
Well, thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you again next time. I'm still on strike, though.
You can stay on strike, Dixie. Stay strong. Night, everybody.